Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human being machine to plunge the knife in again and again.
Well, this one's easy. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it?
So if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy?
In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. We're another contradiction here. The contradiction is that she said that he was stabbed multiple times, but we know he was only stabbed once. So we're just gonna skip right to that one. I don't need to press her on everything for once. You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that.
Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr.
What do you mean?
I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states the death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound.
Aha! You're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth.
What a hunk! He's my hero, really.
What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness?
You got the crime scene set, right?
Oh, thanks.
I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice.
Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. Yeah, testify. Open your mouth and talk.
Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was.
Ms. Stars turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off.
The short wick burns out the fastest. It's a scientific fact.
I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, add more wax and even a really short wick will burn longer.
Obviously, more scientific testing is required.
God damn it, Emma, I hate you so much. Maybe we can hit this on something? Aha! She isn't wearing the muffler in the photo. I had a feeling that was the case. Ms. Starr, I demand an explanation.
The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? Suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph.
Edgeworth, why are you doing my job for me? Let me talk!
Huh? But that can't be. Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations, perhaps you finally found your true calling in life.
Harsh words, but good.
In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails.
What was my objection, chopped liver? You didn't even get to finish your sentence, Phoenix. Shut the fuck up.
But it was there. A scarf, no, not that, but something red, really. Well, now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What?
Very well, witness, continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that.
Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least.
Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony.
The most important part?
The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. Apprehending the suspect.
After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made her to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile.
I'm sure it is. You are quite determined about the scarf, aren't you?
I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star.
That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake.
Don't bother with me with details unless you want to get bitten.
I mean, you can bite me anytime. No thanks. Phoenix, you are turning down a good thing. Shut up. Oh, I guess you're turning it down in front of your boyfriend Edgeworth. I guess that's fair.
Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum.
An oil drum? Hard to imagine.
Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman, row.
I could agree with most of that statement. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will. So where is this partition on the floor plans?
I'm sure she means this wall next to the car.
That's right. There was a wall there about 6 feet high.
She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do.
And what did you do then?
I quickly caught her and explained her rights to her and arrested her on the spot.
Hold it. You say quickly, were you close to the suspect?
As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time.
Maybe I should press her for more details. Yes. I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. The Lunchland car was...
She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block.
So you witnessed the murder from here. That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes. Is that correct, Miss Star?
Yes, that's right.
Whoops, wrong voice there. That was Lana's voice, not Star's voice. But there was a chain link fence in front of you.
I went over it, of course.
Amazing. The cough-up queen, lunch lady athlete indeed.
It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence. So she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast.
Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high, too. So how did Ms. Sky not get away?
Oh yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler.
She mentioned the muffler? What exactly did she say?
If I remember exactly, I would have told you in my testimony.
Cheeky.
Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler.
Just that one word?
So, what you heard wasn't the suspect caught talking to you, but to someone else.
Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone.
Her phone, she can't mean... Ask further. By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene?
Yes, ultimately.
Ultimately.
My memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see.
No, the courtroom doesn't see, Miss Starr.
Chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall.
On the wall?
That's right.
That's right, near the car there was an emergency phone on the wall.
Apparently it was out of order.
And so she used a cell phone?
Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day.
Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? You should, of course, add this to your testimony.
The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney.
Wow, that was horrible. Let's do that again.
The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney.
Lana's cell phone updated in the court record. Okay.
I saw it all, how she tried the phone on the wall, but had to use her spell instead.
I might as well press her on that. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? Aha! I was going to ask the same thing.
I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. And
during that time, you climbed over the chain link fence.
Then when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone.
And you saw her doing this.
What is it, Mr. Wright?
I was going to press her on the last point. She made to escape. Can you be more specific?
She pressed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dollop of lard on a pate of foie gras.
Huh? Right.
She even kicked over an oil drum at me.
An oil drum. There was an oil drum lying on its side at the scene of the crime.
But it's strange.
What's that?
If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way?
The other... the parking lot entrance.
That's right. It doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the partition to the oil drums. Excellent, more mysteries.
I wish we could solve a few before finding more, though. So Ms. Sky tried to run.
I'm sorry my sister is so suspicious, Mr. Wright.
Not as sorry as I am.
But she didn't do it. You have to believe me.
I don't really have to. Wait. Oh. Oh. Oh, I figured it out. Oh. I just figured out what's going on here. Ms. Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Ms. Lana Skye.
The witness is a former detective.
Exactly, Rogue. How did she see through the partition?
Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias.
Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You, who together with the chief prosecutor kicked me out 2 years ago.
How did she see through the partition? Exactly. And almost as important, if she did see her go up to the phone, and make the phone call, that implies she was on the left side of the partition. And if she was on the left side of the partition, how did she see almost any of what was going on during the actual murder? Well, Ms. Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this?
I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me and I'll make you cough it all up.
Ahem. Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Ms. Skye making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. Or don't see. Ha ha ha! That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it.
What?
Order, order! What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies. Ugh.
That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court.
Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about where she saw it. Ms. Skye tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Ms. Starr to lie about it. Pointless to lie? I see. But say the witness did actually see Ms. Skye using the emergency phone. It would mean Ms. Starr witnessed the crime from a different location.
A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one.
Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony we've heard until now points in one direction. The place from where Ms. Starr witnessed this crime was here. This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room?
Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor so you can see the entire lot.
She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness not being part of the prosecutor's office couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime in the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought us lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Ms. Starr.
How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today a man has got the better of Angel Starr.
Order, order! Witness! What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better.
I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails.
The guilty? Is she talking about Ms. Sky?
Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Ms. Starr lie? It doesn't make sense.
Huh?
She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything.
Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands.
It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. Wait a minute, what, Rogue? Do you see what I see? She was in the office. How did she take the photo from behind the fence? Now, the real question is that just going to be a stupid plot hole, or is that going to be relevant? Because, yes, that is where I'm at as well. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? Who else?
Mr. Wright, let's review what we know.
Ms. Starr witnessed this crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from B Block. It must make a vital difference, but what? What would change? The distance to the crime, for one. The distance to the crime becomes massive. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime.
My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see.
What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Ms. Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Ms. Sky? Well, witness?
You
Yes.
ordered the squid wheels, right?
Quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible. What are you talking about?
I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend.
Boysenberry for the boyfriend.
He wasn't at the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it.
That's a long-ass way to walk.
That's why I had to go through the visitors' parking in B block.
That's quite a detour. Shut up, Judge. I already said that.
It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime.
5 minutes? This changes things considerably. Excuse me.
But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork.
You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention.
You like another caviar lunch?
Absolutely. Uh-oh.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something.
Do I have any evidence to stop this? Yes, raise an ejection. I don't know what the evidence is, but I'm ejecting anyway. 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could make pasta in that amount of time if you like it al dente.
I've got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie.
A 5-minute blank, isn't that strange?
Strange.
If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Ms. Skye dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. I guess. Alright, cool. Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. And everything she said was lies. Lies and slander. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go?
Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history.
We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright.
That was too close. I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Hold it.
Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid reels, right?
That's the one she tried to foist off on me.
I prefer to not take the defense team's leftovers.
I'm sorry, but there are just way too many gay jokes I can make off of that one. God damn it. The options are just too many. Suffice to say, Edgeworth still wants to bang Phoenix. Moving on.
I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence.
What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Ms. Starr.
Is this your jumbo lunchbox?
Woohoo! A triple-decker! Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Wait, what? Go back.
Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed.
What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? Alright.
Should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe, did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Ms. Lana Skye. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence.
You know, if there weren't only 5 blood types and 7 billion people on the planet. But, you know. What? There was blood found on that shoe?
Try lunch then for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs.